Okay, Friday early morning video. So yesterday we had some miners moving nicely, some up, some down, earnings season. Otherwise, we've had DXY move up. It's now closed. Thursday closed above this 100 point sort of 25-ish zone. So I reckon, well, we should move up slowly. Not sure how high, but I think we're going to fail. That's not the strongest move out of this zone, but I initially thought 103. Let's see. But I think it will rise and then fall, and I think that will coincide perfectly with gold's chart. Let's check out gold. I'm going to forget interest rates and even the markets. So gold moved down with the XY. So the support is down here, right? The old low, 3,200. If we break that, this zone here, then we go down to the ascending, which is creeping higher and higher. So I don't expect a huge dip, even if we do break this, because this should be strong support. Anyway, gold, the thesis is unchanged. It's just constantly going higher. So let's see how low this dip is. Maybe this is it. And obviously resistance is going to be here. You take that out on a daily close. This is irrelevant. This 3,500. We go straight up and start going to 3,600, etc. So there's some decent drop there in 2 days, but no trend is broken at all. Silver is also holding its equivalent zone, so 32 bucks. And then if we flush that, we've got this little, the last low, 31 point sort of 65. And then we've got other zones, but for now we're still holding just above 32. If we close, I don't want to say above this zone, but if you close above 33.7, it's done. It should go straight to 35 because by then the chart looks so bullish. So let's see, let's see. Now the miners, and it's individual miners really that we should be looking at today. But let's just look at the general ETF. We closed this gap yesterday. So, and obviously gold was down. This makes sense. I don't think now that this is closed, this has done its job. So let's see. That's your support, that's your resistance. Right now we're in the middle of no man's land. Probably going to start a little higher today because gold is bouncing, because the dollar is down. I'm not going to look at the markets too much. Normally when gold is up, the market's down, but at the moment the market's just doing all right. It's holding actually real quick, just the S&P. I still think we've moved too high too fast on this bounce. You can't just say everything's good now. I think there are some delayed effects from the supply chain disruption and all this stuff. So I still think this zone on the S&P and the equivalent across the other markets, that should be resistance. I would not be surprised if we start moving down. And does that mean gold up? And what does that mean for silver? Does that mean silver up or silver down with the markets? There's still that sort of relationship to consider. So that was GDX. Let's check out GDXJ. Hasn't closed the gap. So if we do have a bit of a drop, it will do that very quickly. We closed at low of day, but obviously we're up a little bit pre-market given the move, the bounce in gold. The silver stocks, and again, it's really about individual miners. We had some, especially silver miners, we had some interesting moves. So for me, SILJ, the juniors, that'll be a resistance. This I can actually remove now. Just support resistance, keep it simple. And then SIL, the more senior one, it's got a similar sort of chart. I'll move that up here. So that one's creeping a little higher, huh? That one's interesting. And you've got Pan American Silver. I always think of Pan American Silver when I see this. That's doing quite well too. All right, let's look at the individual miners. So starting with Newmont, looks just like GDX in the middle of these two levels, support and resistance. Closed at low of day, pre-market, nothing special, basically copying GDX. Barrick Gold really closed at low of day. I actually nibbled some yesterday just to, the value wasn't the same as Newmont, so I just wanted them to be pretty much identical. Now, this one here, if we do move lower, we have the last low coinciding with the ascending, right? It's a bit like what Gold's chart is creeping up to do, but Barrick is a bit more advanced there. It's actually weaker, but I think it's super strong. I think they recently had good earnings too, so this is definitely buy the dip for me. If it comes down here, then we've got this extra resistance that the others don't have. It's got this gap, and then it has to move much higher to get back to its old high. So Barrick Gold is weaker, but I like it. So I nibbled a little bit yesterday, fully aware that we can go lower. I actually wanted to go lower. So that's a bit different to Newmont. Agnico Eagle, you can see how many of their charts look the same. Basically copying GDX. This one, left it alone. If we move back down here, I'll nibble on general principle. It's probably the best miner. And if we go lower, if we even go this far down, you've got the ascending that's creeping up also, but that's quite far away. So those are my levels: support, resistance, and then the old high. Now, Pan America, one that had news. I can't believe I did this, but I actually added some at the close yesterday because good news, my favorite stock, definitely going to go to new all-time highs, even if silver doesn't. Um, and it just gave back so much of its gains. It was up like 7%, and then by the close, it was like 3 or 4. I thought that's a buy. And if we go lower, that's a buy. This is, for me, an absolute buy the dip candidate. It's worth a lot for me, but yeah. Um, and that is actually support. So I'll leave that there. And obviously yesterday's high of day would be also resistance. So Pan America looks very good. I like this kind of, I mean, this candle normally wouldn't be the best, but it's because the sector was down and it had good earnings for me. This is definitely going back up to new 52-week highs. So I nibble on that one. Wheaton, it's just destined like it can go for new all-time highs constantly. Did close at low of day, but today we're pumping. This one I'm leaving. It's like days away from new all-time highs. This one left that one alone. Franco Nevada. That one's looking a bit weaker than Wheaton. I like to compare those two. That's your little support zone. Obviously, we're very close to it. Pre-market, we're pumping a little bit because of gold. Otherwise, this one definitely would come down and could even close the gap. I'm going to remove this one. If we move, this is too big. We're going to close this gap. And then after that, we've got the next levels. They're quite far away. And actually, the ascending, look how far higher it moves now because of the time element. So that's what I've got. Boom, boom. This one I will be adding if we start flushing. I just don't know if I'd add already at the buy the dip. Depends on the value, how much it decreases. I want this one and Wheaton to be worth the same almost at all times. Metalla. Now that had a nice move 1 or 2 days ago. It sort of outperformed the others, and then boom, the standard disappointment. I don't think there was any news on this one. I mean, no earnings. Support is going to be the last low. It's constantly retesting the descending, not adding, not selling, just holding. So very happy to have not added, to be honest, now that I see this. Next one is Aris Mining. I'm doing all the gold stocks together now. What an absolute monster this one is. Um, Pretty good. Actually went to new 52-week highs yesterday at some point, closed quite well. This is probably the best chart out of all of them. But pre-market, what is it doing down there? I don't know if it's had news, but I'll have to look into that. That'd be good because I'm not adding any more when it's all the way up there, and I'm not selling because I sold enough. This will be one support level. Next one, actually, I wouldn't agree with that one anymore. Next one, we'll see. There's no way it's going all the way down there. But that's kind of the next obvious support level for me. That's too far away though. I'll just see what happens. This could be a fake pre-market bid. It's got very large spread, low volume, so don't really believe that until we start trading. But this has been strong for a long, long time. Really, really impressive. Touched $6 yesterday. Nice. Right, next one. I am gold. So that one came down. This we can disappear. Yeah, that's your support, which we've tested regularly. That's your resistance. If we flush again, I agree with this being your next level, $6. Nice number, mini gap, obvious candles, the candle spacing there. Um, and it's come down quite a bit from its high. I like to just check that sometimes. A lot of them are sort of down 20% from their highs. I'm just going to leave this one. I really hope it comes lower. I actually want to add to it, but I just feel like it's capable of flushing if gold gives back even more. I don't know if the dollar pumps a little bit more, you could see I am gold go down to 6. Then it's a super buy. Look how strong it was here for how long, and that's 5, and it's creeped up so much higher. So I think $6 should be strong bottom. Otherwise, this is super strong. I'll be adding a lot here. It might end up being worth the same as the big seniors. So I'm just holding to see what happens. I want to buy more, but I think it could go a little lower. Equinox, nice drop. That was down on I think it was bad earnings. I nibbled some. I saw it down like 11% or something. I was just like, buy. I don't even care what the chart looks like. Long term, this is a buy. This will go higher. I don't care how disappointing the earnings are. I don't even read into the earnings too much. I just look at the chart and buy. Um, and something, what was it? Peter Schiff said, he says, I don't even care if their production isn't great or they don't meet all their targets and they miss by a tiny bit because the gold is still there and it just means they'll sell it later at a higher price. I never thought about it that easily. So good point. And I think I bought one or two stocks as I heard that. I thought, yep, that'll do me. So this is a good level. And I bought around there, maybe even lower without knowing it. Next level will be down here. That is so strong because by the time we get there, if we get there, you've got these two strong, especially the ascending support zones. So if it doesn't go there, the next best place is here, which is where it is. So bought that very nice. Nice to see it drop 8% because I wasn't even in that hard. So this is one of the ones I sold too much of. So I started to buy it back yesterday. Very nice. B2 gold. This one I'm just holding. It's a bit like Metalla for me. Not as bad, but I'm not willing to buy unless it really goes low. And I'm not really willing to sell unless we hit 350. But even there, I've already trimmed that. I think I'm just going to hold for a move to 4. So I'm holding this one unless we go to mid 2 point, well, in the 2 point sort of 6-ish zone. I'll probably buy if we even get there. SBSW, really strong. Looks like it just wants to break out of here. And it moves up even when gold is not necessarily up sometimes. So it moves with the markets. I think overall, because you're getting a market up, market down, gold up, gold down, it just sort of it wants to go sideways up overall. So I feel like this one will pretty imminently go to 5.9. I think the bottom is in. Look at all this chart pattern, this fake breakdown and this extremely strong bounce. It just looks like it really looks like it wants to break out way past 6. I just feel it and see it without being able to fully describe it. All right, now the silver stocks. There were quite a few little moves. First Majestic, boom, big drop. I added that yesterday. I added it first at 5.8, believe it or not. And then I added more like near low of day. I forgot exactly where. But I also added this ascending line because normally I would have said 5.2, and that is obviously a zone, but maybe 5.3 is your zone because this ascending, it looks like something's there, and I don't want to be too greedy and miss it just by wanting it like 5 cents lower. So for me, 5.3 actually is your zone. It came down a lot, it's like 11, 12%. Yeah, 12% by the close. That's a big move. Don't care about the news. If it was really bad news, it'd be down like 30%, and then it's something else. But when it's down 10, 12 earnings, whatever. If silver breaks out, trust me, this won't even matter. Might add this. Now it's getting congested. But yeah, bought some of that. Like that. Fortuna was another one that came down that I bought. Also bought this way too early at 5.81 and then added at low of day. Next support zone is here. I also think they missed by 1 cent, and I think that's ridiculous. And I don't think there's anything major to stop this from breaking out. So, I mean, this is now interrupted. You're going to need silver to really break out for this to go back above 6.8, but I still think it's buy. So, and anyway, my silver stocks were not worth enough. So, I was very happy to see, you know, a lot of them come down yesterday on earnings, whatever. I don't even care. Next buy will be for me here. We don't have an ascending, so 5.2-ish. I'll be adding again. This should be resistance, but I'm not selling it. So Fortuna I was very happy to buy. CDE, my little monster. Now, I always said it's my favorite. Then I sort of replaced it with one or two others that were doing better on the day. But CDE, I absolutely have a crush on this one. What a nice move. 20 over 20. Yeah, it's like 22% move yesterday on earnings. This is just amazing. And it's actually the one silver stock that's always worth more than the others. So that was nice to see. So this move up accounted for all the drops in the silver stocks. So next stop, resistance now is 7.5. So obviously trim that just below if you want to do it. I feel like silver might, silver could drop. And if silver drops, CDE is not allowed to break out. Even though yesterday was kind of a down day, it just had such a nice move. But yeah, I'm not willing to sell. I might trim a tiny bit at 7.5, and that's the last one. Then I just let it break out to 8 and go. Support, well, support is going to be yesterday's low of day, then the gap fill. I don't see that happening unless silver gets taken down a lot. So this one looks destined for a move to 7.5 to 7.8. And I'm only going to do one trim and then I let it run because it's worth so much now, especially now. It's worth yeah. I need to sell at least 25% for it to get back to be worth what the others are worth. But I won't even be selling 25% up here. It's just like 10% max. Let it run. It's got a great chart. And once it breaks out of here, up we go to this major descending. Haven't had to look at those lines in a while. And then this one can really make a lot of money. It's made me a lot of money in the past, and yesterday was a good day. So very, very happy with that one. Heckler, that already had bad earnings, and now it's sort of bouncing. It's bounced. I feel like it might fade now. Not in a hurry to buy, not in a hurry to sell. I already bought this drop. Again, my first nibble was too early. I forgot where, but I think I bought the low after that. This one is just a hold and see. It needs silver to move. Don't need to add to it. Don't need to, pressure it, force any trades. EXK looks weak, doesn't it? So closed at support. Um, I mean, just below support almost. If we have a down day in especially silver, down it goes to three. Then for me, it's an add. And you know what? It could even flush three. Imagine like a move to three is pretty fast. And then you have any continued downside in the markets, which takes down silver. Then we start to go down to the mid twos. That would be a hell of a buy. I would love it to go to mid twos, especially if I don't buy too much at three. So here I'm just holding, didn't buy, haven't sold anything in a while for EXK. So I want that one lower. Mag silver, that had a nice move, closed above this mini resistance. Next one is here. I'm not selling mag. Maybe if it gets to like this zone here, especially 18, I'll trim, but I'm happy to hold this one. I'm basically happy to hold what I've got across the board. All right. So don't know what you guys thought of some of these silver stocks. It was a mixed bag, mainly lower, but I'm very, very happy. And I don't expect too much today. Actually, small bounce, otherwise sideways. But I think we're waiting for the market to, I'm waiting for the market to roll over and to see how gold and especially silver reacts. I think it's a good opportunity to buy some of these silver stocks that haven't moved up enough and they've actually come down, some of them especially with earnings. So yeah, silver stocks, massive buying opportunity for some of them. So I'm just gonna try and be cautious for now. All right, good luck.